Ready?
Yep.
Did you do a test on the mic or do you...
Test. Go.
All right. Different opinions that I think we have on the episode. Let's dive right into it, okay? We're not going to really recap much of the episode. We're going to pretty much go off the topics that we've pretty much based off the episode, what we think will happen. So if you have any comments or questions, please comment below. No, first...
comment below.
Did you say blow? Varys dying in the beginning of the episode. Very quick. I know he was committing treason and Tyrion wasn't having it. But I just didn't expect him to go out that way.
He was just so okay with it.
Yeah.
It was just like, and then he's holding hands with the Tyrion. It's like, what's going on?
Well, they have a bond, but at the same time, I think Varys respected Tyrion so much that when Tyrion told him it was me, it was like, I understand.
Right. That's what Varys has done all his freaking life, is done that to everybody that he's around, and it finally happened to him, and now he has to pay for it.
But maybe he thinks Tyrion should be the one who's on the throne.
No, stop that.
Yeah.
And we'll hear more about that crap later, I'm sure.
Right.
But I love the way she said Dracarys. She said it just
she's so like soft.
Yeah,
and
it was just... And I love the way that dragon came in over the top. Like,
I'm
like, are they going to cut his head off? What are they doing?
Okay, I knew he was there because when they were showing her, they have this huge gap above her head. I'm like, I swear Drogon is right there.
Or maybe the Hound.
I don't know. I love how he just pops out of nowhere, but you didn't hear him.
It's
like, how could you not hear a dragon go, like, breathe? It's like, one thing I wanted to touch base on was very interesting how I looked at it, but back in season 2, Dany had the like vision quest, or the vision that she had in the Undying, the Tower of the Undying, and she had that one vision where she was in the throne room and it looked like snow. Well, that's not the case.
Right.
I think the snow is actually the ash of the town that she burned.
Right.
And the people, just everything burning, because you saw all the ash from last night's episode. It was just everywhere.
Yeah, it wasn't snowing out.
No.
Definitely.
So I think it was interesting to look back on that, just to think, we thought all along that the Night King would be there. No, it's Dany. The fire and the ash is what made her see that.
And everybody thought for sure that the Night King was going to come down to King's Landing, and that was the snow from the Night King visiting King's Landing and doing something. So
yeah, the ash was representing the snow in that vision, which came true, because now we see that Dany...
Such an ash.
No, Dany and Drogon, it still gets me that I know they used a lot of money to use CGI, but my goodness, like, Drogon was obliterating everything.
That was pretty cool seeing that sucker fly around.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty cool. I'd love to have
just one little breath of fire and he took out like most of the Red Keep. Just flew right through it. Another thing I want to touch base on with Dany was how she's basically turning to the dark side, or turning into the Mad Queen. And it reminds me of Star Wars.
I just call that a bitch.
No, it reminds me of Star Wars and Anakin Skywalker. How Anakin was supposed to be this prodigy, this person who's supposed to be good and bring balance to the Force. And all of a sudden, episode 3, and he turns to the dark side.
You didn't like my Superman reference, and you're freaking going off on Star Wars?
Star Wars is better. It's just interesting that Dany chose to be the Mad Queen, that obviously all of us were expecting it to happen after many seasons of her burning someone and killing someone for whether it's killing the slave owners or
the
young
good
guy. Yeah. And that's how it reminded me. It was just like turning to the dark side. It's like, we expected it, but at the same time, it's like, you didn't really have to. You didn't have to burn everyone. You didn't have to do what you did.
No, if you tell somebody they're evil over and over and over again, and they're like, no, I'm not. Oh my God, you're evil, you're evil. Finally, they just give into it and say, you want to see evil, son of a bitch? I'll show you evil. So I look at it as she's sort of being secluded or left out of everything, and everybody wanted Jon to be the king, and now she's looking as a bystander from a third-person view kind of thing. So.
Well, and you say that, it's true, because there are times when she would give her plan of attack and either Tyrion or Jon would say,
Tyrion, Varys, Jon.
Yeah. Everyone was basically, she's supposed to be a conqueror, but she's not really a leader, in my opinion. So when she gives her battle plans, it never comes to fruition. It's never her way. It's always somebody else's way. Like Tyrion. Tyrion said, I wouldn't burn the Red Keep. And then look what happened. She decided to do it.
Hey, you got to sit somewhere once you know.
That comes to Jon and Dany now. What's your take on Jon and Dany? Do you think Jon will now kill Dany because of what she's done and what he sees from her and her army?
Absolutely. From my point of view, before this episode, I really didn't see the prince, the whole prince saga, the prince Emperor's promised. But as soon as she started freaking destroying all those innocents, and then Jon was met by those two armies inside the street, and they both put down. Well, the Lannisters put down swords, and the sigh of relief from Jon is like, oh my God, thank God, they're smart, we're not gonna have to fight this. Mm-hmm. And then he sees her freaking going. It's like she needs to die, and the princes have promised. They're both in love. They have this love, and he's got to put a sword into her heart and forge the Lightbringer. Okay. And that's the whole story. I thought I wouldn't see it. We're gonna see it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I think you can also put in betrayal in this, because before they even went into King's Landing, Tyrion told Grey Worm, hey, if the bells go off, you're not killing anyone. Hold your guys back. And they were inside. Lannisters dropped their swords, and like you said, Jon was so relieved, but then all of a sudden Dany just starts going off, and Grey Worm just decided he obviously, lost Missandei. Right. So he's like, whatever, let's do it. Well, and then it went off.
Who did Tyrion actually? He's like, okay, was it Daenerys that he actually said, okay, if you hear the bell, hello, are you?
Well, yeah, he also told her that.
Yeah,
it's like,
hey, she wasn't really paying attention or not really answering her at first, and he had to reiterate, this is the deal, right?
Well, he told her she will surrender. Listen for the bells. You do not have to kill anyone. Right. The bells will go off.
She didn't want to hear that. She didn't want to hear that.
But I think also when she saw King's Landing, obviously a lot of the history came back in her mind of the Targaryens. This is what they made, and all of a sudden they got kicked out and killed for what they did. Right. So obviously she wants revenge, and she wants what she wants.
So one of our next points is my point. I think it's Tyrion's storyline, and I think his betrayal by releasing Jaime is going to set in motion maybe his possible execution, but it won't go all the way through to fruition, and it will be stopped, and I think he'll live, but I think Dany will start his execution process and things will stop.
I can agree to that, but at the same time, he did release Jaime, but I think Cersei and Jaime are dead, just for that fact, so I think she'll forgive him, or not forgive, because I know she said one more time and you're done.
That was the one. You say one more time and you go and release Jaime. That's it.
He did that, but also at the same time she was able to kill both the Lannisters. So that's just my argument.
No, but nobody knows what happened in that Red Keep. Nobody knows. Jaime and Cersei are the only ones that knew they were down there and knew that everything collapsed on top of them. But nobody knows where she is.
But no one knows who released Jaime.
The guards do.
How?
Because Tyrion walked over and said, I'm the hand of the king.
Hand of the queen.
Hand of the queen. You need to get stepping. I'll take care of Jaime. All they have to do is, who was the last one? That little midget. And then that's it. That's all she's going to ask. She asked one question to the guards that were guarding them. That's it.
So
she hears Tyrion's freaking name. Done.
Question for you: if he is about to be executed, will he be saved?
Yes.
Okay.
I think everybody, the way Dany's doing, and everybody's pissed off at Dany right now for killing. I think Tyrion has been on the side of the Starks for a long time, and so I think he'll be saved. I think she'll want him dead, and she'll start something going on, and then something will happen, and that might be the straw that broke the camel's back. And Jon might actually, to save Tyrion, might actually forge the Lightbringer. That might be the whole ball of wax.
I think in his case, I think he has to bring up Aegon. I think he has to bring up Jon as being the Targaryen in order to save his butt. I think that's one thing that he could always bring to the table.
He's already brought it up to Daenerys because he already got scolded for it, and Jon knows about it. So who's he going to bring it up to?
Everyone else. Whoever's left living in King's Landing. The armies.
So you're saying take the focus off of me? Like he's going to save himself by taking the focus off of him by saying this.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to be like, shh, son of a,
Yeah.
And I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know if that's enough to take the focus off of him. Dany's pissed.
Another cool moment in the show was Clegane Bowl, obviously. The Hound versus the Mountain. But then we had the Mountain and Qyburn scene.
Frankenstein. The Frankenstein effect.
Yep, Frankenstein effect. That's what it well, you said it and it reminded me. I'm like, that is totally true. Like he remembered his brother, wanted to face off with him. Cersei didn't want to have anything to do with it, just protect her. And then obviously you saw Cersei could not control the mountain. Even though Qyburn said, whatever you say, he'll do. Nope, not even Qyburn could even control him. He was out of his mind. Like somehow, I don't know how he's programmed, how Qyburn programmed, but he just remembered.
All right. And I just want to put up one thing real quick, right up here, is my post from 5 days ago on Facebook. This is what I said to somebody on Facebook, and 2 out of 3 so far. I talked about the Frankenstein effect, and I also talked about the Hound will kill the mountain, and that pretty much happened. Now the only thing that needs to come true is Cersei is still alive, I think, and Arya will hunt her down and kill her as Jaime's face.
So I just read something, and
I don't know how to read, so go ahead.
So Arya, when she was making her list, she would always say, "I'm going to kill the queen."
Oh, yeah.
She didn't say it. There are times when she did say Cersei, but then she started saying, "I'm going to kill the queen."
Right.
Last season, when she met the Lannisters, she's like, "I'm going to kill the queen."
Yeah, I think
Cersei's dead, and Dany's the new queen. Arya does not like her. She's going to kill her. I think that's something to think about for the next episode.
See, nobody knows Cersei and Jaime are dead. The only 2 people that know anything even happened to them underneath there is Cersei and Jaime.
Yeah.
Tyrion told Jaime to go get Cersei and go run away and hide.
Yeah.
When is Daenerys going to become the queen? I mean, we're going to spend this whole other episode trying to find dead bodies. I think there's going to be a definite death in Cersei, and it will be by somebody, not a rock hitting her head. If that's the way this frickin' story ends with Cersei, with all the hate and animosity that has built up, and she gets hit by a boulder on her head, and that's the end, that's a horrible way for his main character to die.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I don't like about the season is the story. It's not good.
I think it's turning around. I think things are turning around. No. I didn't want Clegane Bowl, and I sort of liked it the way it happened.
It was not too long. It was just good enough.
Right.
There are some things where I was confused. I'm like, he just put a knife through his brain and still, like, he's still going. Like, what makes him tick?
Fire. The only thing I think could kill him is fire.
Well, yeah.
And decapitation.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
fire. Hound took him out and went into the fire.
Right, and they both went into fire, which is how this whole freaking animosity started way back when.
Yeah.
As kids. So
which is nice.
Yeah.
Nice little.
That was a good ending, and I liked the. I didn't. Remember I told you, I says they already fought. You don't want to see it again, but it was good.
It was good. It was not too long.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of those where they're on a playing field and it's
yeah, they're doing it for 20 minutes.
This isn't a Batman versus Bane moment.
Right.
Like it's just good enough where it's 2 brothers, a lot of history of hate.
And the Hound was losing, but it's because the Mountain is not human anymore.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it came down to it, the Hound would have really won if the Mountain was human, and he wouldn't have had to do what he had to do.
Again, I don't know. The story plot is just. The show is more going towards fulfilling everyone's, we need more action, we need more battles, we need more dragons, we need more fire, we need more of this. But there's no story plot finishing touch to it like we've had in previous seasons.
And that's what.
And it's gonna be so hard to see how they close this up.
And that's why Cersei's not dead. That was too easy. Put her in an envelope, seal it up, and mail it. That was too easy.
She did an interview and she talked about her death.
And?
She said it was a terrible way of going out, but at the same time, she talked to the guy who plays Jaime, and she finally realized that it was actually a good way of dying because her and Jaime came into the world together, and now they left the world together because they were together.
Jaime's going to kill her. And then Arya's going to go, "Boop, bitch!"
I don't know.
Hey, do you notice something?
What?
My color of my shirt?
It's going to look interesting.
It's going to look interesting. Look at these hands. Just floating around. All right.
Another topic I wanted to get onto was Jon. When he was trying to protect his people and trying to get everyone to back out of the city when they had surrendered, there was one moment where one of his own was going after a woman and basically was, abusing her, and he decided to kill him. That moment, I think he realized that he knows how things should work in this world, that only he can help bring to the table. He needs to be the ruler in order for things to be better in this world.
Right.
Whereas, like, if Dany rules the Seven Kingdoms, that stuff is still going to happen.
Right.
Whereas Jon, he knows, like, if he were to rule, which I know he doesn't, but if he does, I think he can figure out a way to stop that kind of criminal justice, bring peace to Westeros, and have a better life.
That might have been his aha moment.
Of, I really need to be on the throne. Yes. So that might be his moment where he will finally decide to tell everyone that he's a Targaryen.
Right.
We didn't see Bran at all, so maybe he'll come back in this next episode and finally, again. Okay, I think the one problem with the show, this one problem with the show is that it's too short and everything's being rushed.
They could have a whole nother whole other season. I think.
No, give me 2 more. If this were an 8 episode season, it would be not much better, but a little bit better in terms of storyline plot and not being rushed so much.
It still seems like there's
too much.
How
for an hour and 20 minutes for the next episode.
Okay,
for the series finale.
Why couldn't they make it 2 hours?
I couldn't stand a 2 hour.
Are you kidding?
No. I feel like there'd be...
He's not a fan.
No, I am a fan. It was great when it used to be an hour because there'd just be just enough to put your hands into the episode and be like, wow, this is great. 2 hours, too much going on. Like, I can't handle that much.
Like yesterday when it faded black and those credits came up, I'm like, oh, come on.
No.
I wanted more and more and more.
So I had that same reaction, but at the same time, like during the episode, what I usually do when it's very intense in previous seasons, I stand up because I'm just so tense. It's like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Whereas, like last night, I did when Drogon was coming in and destroying all the scorpions, which was crazy. Not one hit him, but there are times when I'm sitting down and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, this is great, but it's not a red wedding reaction. It's not like a surprise.
Right. Like,
it's just
just
a wow, that just happened. I don't know how to react. And now we only have one episode. Awesome. So
they got to tie it up. I'm interested to see how they do it. So
I think they won't be able to. In my opinion, and we'll just get on this topic right now, the ending of the show is going to leave us with, they say it's supposed to be bittersweet, but I think it's going to be another cliffhanger that just isn't going to get finished. They're going to leave us with a semi-happy moment, but it's still going to be like
read the book.
There's going to be a, well, we could have gone on more with it, but so it's not quite finished yet. But hey, I hope you're happy with it. I swear, everyone next week.
They want people to talk about it.
Everyone's going to be pissed next week.
Everybody wants to talk about it.
My opinion is it's not going to end well in terms of everyone's satisfaction. Hound and Arya, I had some opinions on this. Last episode, that's when they left. That's when the Hound and Arya left, and they're going to King's Landing. The Hound knew that she wanted to go kill the queen. And this whole time she was with him, he could have said, don't go. I don't want you to die.
The whole ride.
And all of a sudden they get into the map room of the Red Keep. And all of a sudden he's like, no, you can't go. You're going to die. It's like, you could have told her like last episode. But at the same time, like it was a good, touching moment. You know,
he finally cares about somebody.
He finally showed that he cared for Arya, and I think we all knew that back in like season 3 or 4 because he always protected her, even though he didn't really need to have her along. But yeah, I think it was a good touching moment before he went off and died, and Arya is still alive. I also like the fact that Arya wasn't going to kill someone; she was actually going to try to save the citizens. This whole time, she was
after Cersei.
She's an assassin,
right.
And then finally, it like hit her. It's like, I got to leave King's Landing, and then she saw the woman that helped her, and she's like, I need to help these people.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Yeah, it didn't work, but at the same time, like it was good to see that.
I'll tell you how it went. Well done.
It was good to see that she is scared. She is definitely scared because she didn't know what to do. But at the same time, it brought her back to being human again.
Well, she was afraid because there's a rogue freaking dragon coming down streets, burning everybody to freaking bits. So it's something she can't control. It's something people have nightmares. One part that really pissed me off, and the people I watched it with, when the Mountain and the Hound were on the stairs.
Yeah.
And there goes Cersei. Ooh, excuse me, Hound.
Oh, and the Hound didn't even do anything?
Yeah. You know why?
I said the same thing.
Do you know why?
Why?
The Hound knows that Cersei will die because Arya is going to kill her. So you go ahead, Arya will find you. And I think that's why he didn't do anything. Because if he knew Arya was not going to be gone, you know, he had a freaking sword in his hand.
I was hoping.
All he had to do was just go and then turn.
I was hoping that when Cersei went down the stairs and went into that room, that Arya was still there.
Right.
But unfortunately, it was Jaime instead. Right. So.
But there's suspense now because you think Cersei's dead. So
she's gonna rise from the rubble.
She got hit by a couple stones here and there, and she might look a little haggard and gray.
I love how we do hand gestures on the table. We're like, this. People are like, what are you pointing at?
Well, me, they just see hands floating.
Ooh, don't do that.
Yeah, get smudge marks on her.
I'm ready for next week, but at the same time, I'm not ready. I'm afraid it's not going to end well in terms of satisfaction and not being a good ending to a great show. That's just how I feel on this whole season so far. It's just been too rushed and just too much.
You think it'll just fade to black and Journey will come on? Isn't that the way Sopranos ended?
Was it a Journey song?
I thought it was Journey. Am I wrong? I thought it was Journey.
You could be right.
Don't stop.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And everybody's like...
Everyone's like, that's it? That's the...
You know how many TVs broke that night? People whipping shit at it.
Are you kidding me? Well, that's another thing. Like, everyone has invested 8 seasons into this show over 10 years. 10 years. We've waited 2 years just for this season, and this is how it's going. For
Cersei to die by a rock.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, we'll...
How many times have I said Cersei's not dead? In this little video.
Comment below how many.
It's a drinking game. Cersei ain't dead.
Hope you liked the video. Please leave a like, comment below, leave a question. We'll be able to answer them on the next video. And stay tuned. We'll be doing our series finale, Game of Thrones, next week. Tune in Tuesday.
And tell me how you like the green screen. Is it annoying? How you like my green shirt? Is it annoying? Let us know. Thanks.
How much of an idiot is he? See ya.
Let's see what this looks like. A sword being held by nothing.
All right, so I got one more topic. Will Dany be the next to die? And if so, who will kill her and how will she die?
What? I wasn't doing nothing.
And I just talked about a happy ending, or will it be bittersweet?
Happy ending. Hey. Woo.
Robert Kraft?
Huh?
You haven't heard about that? Okay, never mind. You're not in this.